Hey, I got a question for you. Are you still forgiving? Is it still on the forefront of your mind? Are you still letting people go? Let's talk about it. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Well, this forgiveness challenge that we just completed, it was a true blessing to me and received so many testimonials, so many comments, personal messages on the benefits that people have been experiencing during the forgiveness challenge and those that are carrying it on. Being aware of compassion, empathy, and just having a forgiving heart, it makes the world of a difference, guys. It just helps us in every facet of life. So it's just very important that as a community, we keep each other propped up. We keep each other mindful of the importance of forgiveness. So I want to hear from you. Put in the comments section. And while you're at it, if you're not already subscribed, just go ahead and like, subscribe, press the notification bell so that you can get all messages. You can be alerted to every single piece of content I release here for this community. And I believe that you'll be blessed and empowered because that's the goal of it. The goal of this channel, it's I Am Success with Coach Will Lane, is to spread a message and impart empowering words that's going to help guide us, shift us, challenge our mindsets, challenge our perspectives for the sake of living our best life. And like I always say, remember, our best life is a blessed life because our blessed life is a free life. And that's the goal. I had a thought. I was spending some time with my coach last night, and it was something that he said that just brought this thought to me. People need rest for their souls. We all need rest for our souls. And as a mental health professional, I work with individuals with many diagnoses, mental health diagnoses, and it just really resonates with me that those things are dis-ease and uneasiness of the soul, the mind, will, and the emotions. And we'll dive into all that at another time, but it was just so powerful to me how just spending some time and having a discussion with him, it just really shined a light on the necessity of rest internally. Oh my goodness. And forgiveness plays a major part of it. So in the coming weeks, I am going to be releasing more content on forgiveness, just as a reminder. The Bible says that faith comes by hearing, right? It comes by hearing. So we experience this truth. It's not just a truism, it's actually the truth. In every facet of life, guys, the things that we hear conditions us. If you hear that you are the ugliest failure, will never amount to anything, if you hear that repetitiously, guess what? It's going to bear fruit. You will have faith for being an ugly failure. And the fruit that you produce will be such. So no matter how you slice it, guys, faith comes by hearing. And so one of my purposes with this channel is to give you content, give you things to hear that is going to begin to condition your mind. It's going to begin to renew your mind. You're going to begin to shift your perspective to believe these positive things about you so that you can, again, live your best life and that blessed life, which is a free life. So talking about forgiveness and unforgiveness, I was studying a few books, just doing some research, and it's so funny that books that were written in the early 1940s and to books that are just being written parallel in the Bible, all through time and generations, guys, it is noted that an important aspect of our internal healing that equates to our successful performance and successful outcomes externally includes living a life of forgiveness and being free of resentment. So that's my continued challenge to you, to be aware, to be self-aware. Remember, we talked about self-reflection. That was the very first week of the forgiveness challenge. Self-awareness, self-reflection, paying attention to how the actions of others cause us to feel. What are the meanings that we attach to the actions of others? If someone, if you're in traffic and you're doing your level best and someone zooms by you, blows their horn at you and gives you the finger, what is the meaning that you attach to that? Do you immediately take offense to it? Does that cause you to embody resentment and to judge that person, which will cause you to now lug them around until you forgive them? You lug them around into your next conversation and because you have to tell them what this jerk did, right? So in living this lifestyle of forgiveness, I want to reconnect with you with our assessment that we did. Do you remember that forgiveness assessment? So I'm just going to just read off some of the questions. And I want to know where you stand. Put in the comment section if you're still progressing, still moving forward, or, maybe, you took a couple steps back and are ready to get right back on the horse. One thing we're never going to do in any topic that we talk about within this community, there will never be any condemnation. There will never be any judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. This is a condemnation-free zone. So if there's anything that I as a coach bring to you that challenges you, just know that it's not coming with judgment or condemnation. It's designed to stir you up so that your best comes to the surface. It's designed to stir you up so that you can make some slight adjustments in your life that's going to cause your lifestyle to be better. Does that sound good to you? So the forgiveness assessment. All of these questions are on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being strongly disagree and 5 being strongly agree. This is a Likert style scale. So question number 1, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being strongly disagree and 5 being strongly agree, how much do you believe in the importance of forgiveness in your life? Is it a 5 where you strongly agree? It is the utmost of importance. Are you neutral on it? Does it depend on the situation that the person put you through or that you experience? Or do you just agree that forgiveness is not important at all? Put your answers in the comments. I would love to hear what you would say about this. How do you assess yourself? This is a self-assessment. Question number 2. Have you found it difficult to forgive yourself from your past mistakes and failures? This is a biggie. One of the videos that you'll see later on this week is going to focus on reminding us on self-forgiveness, releasing ourselves, and tapping into some of those skills and tips that I shared with you guys. We're going to rehearse them so that you can forgive yourself, because, every single thing that we do in life, this is how God created us, guys. God created us to reproduce from the inside out. And again, that's the whole foundation of this community. That is the foundation of my life. That I can only give what I live. We can only reproduce after our own kind. So we can only be forgiven to others if we're forgiven to ourselves. We can only truly understand forgiveness when we are experiencing that forgiveness for ourselves. But this is real interesting. And, I hear fellow athletes say this a lot, and I get where they're coming from, but there probably needs to be a balance to it, right? So I hear a lot of them say that they are their worst critics, right? They're their worst critics. That means they're harder on themselves than anybody else is. And what that frees them to do is to play with freedom, play with sort of blinders on or earplugs in that deafens them or shields them from the external criticism. So the balance has to be this. You have to know yourself and understand your strengths, understand how you have been conditioned, because by the same token, there are so many of us that are our worst critic, and it paralyzes us. So we have to know the difference. See, you can't just listen to someone say something and just apply it to yourself. You do have to try it on. You do have to evaluate and know yourself. That's why we talk so much about self-reflection. So if you know yourself, then you will know whether being your own worst critic is going to be beneficial to you. For many of us, we have a hard time forgiving ourselves after disappointments or after mistakes or so-called failures. So for you, it may not be in your best interest to be your worst critic. Maybe you need to learn how to praise yourself and accept some of your wins, So this is all a part of forgiving yourself and living a lifestyle of forgiveness. We have to learn how to forgive others, but we also have to master forgiving ourselves. Does that make sense to you? I hope this is good to you, because it sure is good to me. It's setting me free. And remember, the goal is for you to find rest in your soul, for you to find rest in your mind, your will, and in your emotions. Forgiveness is a major key to that. This is your Forgiveness Challenge checkup. I'm probing, I'm picking, I'm tapping, I'm the imaginary stethoscope to kind of probe to see where you are. Are you still practicing forgiveness? Because we need to, guys. We need to be a generation that is successful from the inside out, but we also need to be a generation that loves and takes care of others, that forgives others, because we desire forgiveness ourselves. Does that make sense to you? So I'm going to be talking to you much more. Remember, if you find value, take the time to subscribe to the channel, because it really does help. It helps me to be able to produce more and more content that's going to be beneficial to you, and it's going to help others that we may never ever meet in person. But you're subscribing, you're liking, your comments, you're hitting the notification bell is causing the algorithm to pick up these videos and get it to others who really do need it. For some of you out there, this face just popped up on your feed, and that's a blessing, because these are words that, we all need to hear. And just think about the next person. Let's pay it forward. So by you subscribing to the channel, liking and commenting, being active in the community, that's another way for you to pay it forward, so that these messages and these words and this empowerment can reach so many others. And I am eternally grateful. With that said, stay tuned for much more. Remember, stay true, keep your heart clean, keep your heart pure, forgive, and live from the inside out. It's Coach Will Lane, and I'll see you next time. See ya!